Welcome and thank you for standing by. This call is being recorded. If you have any objections, you may disconnect at this time. Participants are in a listen-only mode for the duration of today's call. I'd like to turn me over to Ms. Leslie Evans. Ma'am, you may begin.
Thank you. Welcome to the first Money Smart for Small Business Town Hall meeting of 2018. I am, again, Leslie Powell Evans, the Community Affairs Section Chief at the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. I am based in Washington, D.C., and I oversee the Community Affairs staff nationwide. Our Community Affairs managers and specialists work with the Money Smart Alliance members in each state in their planning and implementation of our Money Smart programs, like Money Smart for Small Business, which we also call MSSB. As you will learn today from the two bank presentations, it takes multiple partnerships and collaborations to develop a successful program. If you're not already a Money Smart Alliance member, we hope that you will decide to join after today's presentation. So we know we have several hundred participants in the meeting today that will be calling in, hopefully shortly, from all over the country. We thank you for taking the time to learn about this valuable resource that can help banks and other small business development organizations engage with and support small businesses, and we hope ultimately provide access to credit for small businesses. Money Smart for Small Businesses' 13 topics on how to start and manage a business was developed to assist aspiring and existing entrepreneurs with specific information along with a number of critical skills that can help them succeed. This town hall is intended for intermediary organizations such as financial institutions and nonprofits working with entrepreneurs. So today we are happy to feature two financial institutions, Cathay Bank, headquartered in California, and Liberty Bank, headquartered in Connecticut. Both banks are running very successful Money Smart for Small Business programs and see financial education as an important part of their mission and an element of success for their small business customers. So first, I'd like to introduce to you Pam Day Lakishtish, Associate Vice President and Community Outreach Officer at Liberty Bank. Pam is a big financial education champion in her community. Her experience working with Money Smart programs spans over 15 years, and it goes beyond her work at Liberty Bank. We thank her for participating, and we'll hear from Pam shortly. So we'll also hear from Cathay Bank's Senior Vice President and Director of Community Development, Esther Wee. So this is a special week for Esther, and we'd like to just take a moment to acknowledge her. She doesn't know about this. So Esther embraced Money Smart for Small Business from its inception and developed relationships with local nonprofits to develop workshops utilizing the curriculum. She personally translated and delivered Money Smart training in Chinese, and bank staff have delivered workshops utilizing it to reach Chinese-speaking small businesses. She has recently implemented the program in Spanish. She and her staff are active participants in the FDIC Los Angeles Alliance for Economic Inclusion, where Esther and her staff are active participants in outreach to reach lower-income communities and small business owners with a range of tools and resources. So Esther is retiring tomorrow, and we will really miss her, but we wanted to let her know how much we appreciate the terrific foundation she's built at Cathay Bank to maintain and further the bank's involvement in community development and economic inclusion activities. So again, I want to thank Pam and Esther for you both participating today. So FDIC also has a great partnership with the United States Small Business Administration. And as many of you know, MSSB is co-branded with SBA. We have Donald Smith here. He's Director of SBA's Office of Entrepreneur Education, joining us today to welcome all of you and to share information about how banks play a particularly important role in disseminating financial education tools. So Donald, please tell us about SBA's banking relationships and your work.
Sure. Thanks so much, Leslie, for that warm introduction. The SBA and FDIC partnered to develop the Money Smart for Small Business curriculum because we both understand that being financially capable goes hand in hand with being an entrepreneur. To be successful, entrepreneurs must be driven, have vision, and the ability to persevere. But also, most important, they must also be credit ready. Being credit ready means having a full understanding of the 5 C's: character, capacity, collateral, capital, and condition. This is even more important for those organizations that work with entrepreneurs in distressed communities, where the issue is not only about being credit ready, it's about being bankable. That's why Money Smart is so important. It provides a sound foundation for nascent and startup entrepreneurs to understand how to start a business, but to do so in a financially responsible manner. Across the country, entrepreneurs want to realize their visions and in the same time create revenue and generate jobs that serve as the basis for the American economy. Doing so, they have to have access to capital. Banks do a fabulous job of working with entrepreneurs. The SBA has 2 loan programs, the 8A loan program and the 504 loan program, to help entrepreneurs go to scale and realize their vision. However, the same issues must be addressed. They must be credit ready, they must be bankable so that they can access the keys to their American dream. Additionally, SBA is here to help through that process. We have resource partners in every state and territory of the country that we use to build the capacity of entrepreneurs. SCORE, Small Business Development Centers, and Women Business Centers are here to help you not only become a successful entrepreneur, but access capital. So I'm excited to hear the presentations from the banks today, and thanks so much for being valued partners with the Small Business Administration.
Thanks, Donald. So now I'll turn it over to Paula Diaz. Paula is the FDIC Senior Community Affairs Specialist based here in Washington, D.C. that leads our small business efforts. Paula, thank you. Thank you, Donald.
Thank you, Leslie and Donald.
Welcome.
I am Paula Diaz, the National Point of Contact for Money Smart for Small Business. In my role, I support our Community Affairs Specialists nationwide to assist organizations that are using or considering MSSB, and I work on developing our product in collaboration with the SBA. Again, welcome and thanks for investing this time to understand how MSSB might be beneficial for your organization. As our 2 guest speakers are about to join our virtual podium, I'll go over 3 housekeeping items. First, an important disclaimer. Reference to any specific organization does not constitute an endorsement, a recommendation, or a favoring by the FDIC or the United States government. Second, in your screen, or slide 4, you have a model of our webinar platform. On the left-hand side, you should view the slides, and on the right-hand side, you should view various functions. Participants can communicate by using the chat feature marked with the number 3 and ask questions to the panelists as they come to mind or during the designated times with the Q&A feature, number 4. When using the chat or Q&A functions, please use the window, number 7, to type your question and make sure you hit send, number 8. If at some point you lose the slides, look for a green and blue circle icon, number 1, in your taskbar, or reopen the webinar link. We will conduct a poll for instant feedback at the end of today's event. The polling questions will pop up on the right-hand side of your screen, marked as number 9. Please test the chat function while I finish my remarks to ensure that it is working, so I'd love to see some highs and hellos. If you're having technical difficulties to join the webinar platform, please contact John Gustafson. Her email is on the slide number 2, but also check your email because registrants received the slides prior to the event. If you did not receive that email, simply go to the event website and go to the tab Event Presentation to download the slides. We will be referencing the slide numbers from time to time. This and other MSSB Town Hall webinars are recorded. It takes just a couple of minutes to join the Money Smart Alliance by completing an online form. The MSSB Train the Trainer curriculum allows you to host training for instructors anytime, but you can request FDIC's help to plan a Train the Trainer event as long as you are a Money Smart Alliance member. Our credit and banking module update is underway. If you are in DC, Maryland, or Virginia, either Virginia area, if you're interested in attending a pilot event on April 6th and the 7th, please email me if you're interested. My contact information is in the last slide. Anyone can download MSSB modules and flyers in English and Spanish for free at the FDIC catalog. Information about MSSB Town Halls, link to sign up to the Money Smart Alliance and download the curricula is in the Money Smart webpage, www.fdic.gov/MoneySmart, under the Money Smart for Small Business section. We will address questions received during the registration process at the 2 designated question and answer segments, where participants can contact panelists at any time during this webinar. Please be reminded that all participant lines are muted. Our guest speakers will introduce themselves and their organizations, followed by a description of how they use MSSB. We will pause at the end of each presentation to take your questions. First, we will hear from Esther Wee from Cathay Bank. Esther, thanks again for working on this presentation just a day before your retirement. Congratulations again, and please share your experience with us again.
Thank you, Paola, and thank you, Leslie. Cathay Bank is a $15 billion bank. We were founded in Los Angeles in 1962. Today, we have a presence in 9 states and 3 overseas locations. So I'm Esther Wee, and I very much appreciate the opportunity to share our bank's experience using Money Smart to help small business owners. I've been in banking for 40 years, and my banking experience spans a wide spectrum from lending to marketing and CRA. For the past 6 years, I've managed CRA at Cathay Bank, and we have been providing small business development and training. Since 2013, we have an annual ritual of teaching MSSB in Chinese and English, and since last year in Spanish, together with our community partners. To teach in Chinese, we translated the MSSB PowerPoints into Chinese together with Chinatown Service Center. Paola, can you help me move the slides? I'm having difficulty moving them.
Sure.
Thank you. Okay. No. Oh,
we are in the About Cathay Bank.
Yeah, I'm not there on my own slide. That's why I'm sorry. I don't know what the problem is, but okay. Anyway, Cathay Bank's mission statement is an open door for all, with multiple programs to serve low and moderate income individuals and businesses. For example, smart business loans for micro enterprises, community home buyers loan for first-time home buyers earning less than 120% AMI, community checking account, just $10 to open the account, and no minimum balance or monthly fees. Financial education is a prerequisite for the last 2 programs. We serve all of the community, our MSSB target population, present or aspiring small business owners. And 2018 is our 6th year of conducting MSSB workshops. The Cathay Bank Foundation was founded in 2002, and its mission is to enhance the growth and success of communities in which the bank serves. The foundation provides grants primarily in 4 areas: affordable housing, programs to preserve, rehabilitate, and construct affordable housing in low and moderate income areas, and provide home buyer counseling, community and economic development, programs to support small business development, commercial revitalization, job creation, and life skills like work entry programs, education, programs that assist LMI youth to excel in school and prepare for higher education, financial literacy programs for youth and adults, mentoring programs by at-risk youth, and health and welfare, programs that benefit homeless and abused women and children, health preservation and education, mental health services. Our annual MSSB workshops cover all 13 modules. Since 2013, we have been conducting one Chinese and one English workshop every year in Los Angeles. And as I mentioned earlier, we added a Spanish workshop in 2017. These workshops are conducted from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. over 2 consecutive Saturdays. And the average number of our attendees for English sessions is 20, for Chinese, 50. We also conduct specialized sessions teaching 1 or 2 modules. These are half-day sessions from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And in 2017 alone, we conducted, in aggregate, 11 complete workshop and half-day sessions. The MSSB workshop provides Business Management 101. Community partners provide follow-up one-on-one counseling. On-site classroom style, as it provides networking opportunities as well as a chance to ask questions of and discuss with presenters. Attendees are invited to introduce themselves up front and share their backgrounds as well as what they hope to get out of the workshop. The bank's small business loan options are presented to educate as well as provide financing options for micro-enterprises. We provide small gifts to encourage questions and participation, and that has been very well received. Pre-registration through community partners requires a $20 fee for Saturday workshops. That's all paid to the community partner, and this is to discourage no-shows and commitment from the participants and also for easy follow-up post-workshop. We've had the privilege of working with these amazing community partners, Asian Pacific Islander Small Business Program, Chinatown Service Center, Operation Hope, PACE, Los Angeles LDC, Bethel LACDC, and this year we will add Pacific Coast Regional. Cathay Bank hosts the full-day workshops and provides breakfast and lunch. The community partners assist with registration and follow-up counseling. Bank volunteers and community partners share in teaching the modules, and subject matter experts, CPA, and insurance are invited to teach too. I've been asked how much we've invested in MSSB. We also provide grants for the teaching of MSSB. Excluding the grants, we spend about $3,000 to $5,000 each year on MSSB workshops and sessions. Small investment that helps a good number of small business owners or people interested in starting their own businesses. Some statistics resulting from our MSSB workshops and community partner Chinatown Service Center. And Chinatown Service Center follows up with their clients and their students about 6 to 12 months post-MSSB. And this chart shows the number of new businesses and new jobs created in each of the past 4 years, and also the number of business plans Chinatown Service Center helped to produce and the number of loans provided. And the next slide is the samples of our MSSB collateral materials. The one on the left is a flyer for our upcoming Chinese MSSB workshop with Chinatown Service Center that will be held in April. And the one on the right is the flyer for our workshop held in collaboration with PACE and the City of El Monte last year. And the next on whether, well, we did not change or add to the MSSB curriculum. Mostly we used as is, but we highlighted and brought the points to life with personal experiences and stories. What has worked best for our audience? I think it's the ability to ask questions of and discuss with bankers and subject matter experts. Most of the time, they actually stay back and spend a little more time with us even after the sessions ended. And what do we need to do to be ready to deliver MSSB? Work closely with community partners, plan and prepare well, train bank volunteers on how to present well and effectively, and use the MSSB instructor guides to help the volunteers to prepare appropriately for the class. And what happens after the training? We do not hold graduation ceremonies. Participant follow-up is undertaken by our community partners. And from our participants, we heard that the feedback is that the MSSB workshops are very helpful, and many work with our community partners post-workshop to develop business plans or take more advanced business management training. And for the future, Cathay Bank, we hope to continue presenting MSSB workshops with our community partners. We would not have been able to do these workshops without the support of and collaboration from our community partners. The full-day workshop is quite an undertaking, but we look forward every year to putting on these workshops because they really do help and benefit small business owners and those who want to start their own businesses. We had one attendee of the English workshop last year who told us he found the MSSB workshop so useful, he brought his mother back to attend our Spanish workshops. And I must thank our community partners because they've been wonderful to work with. Final advice. What works? MSSB is a good introduction to basic business management. It provides a comprehensive overview of business management with adequate details. It also provides very useful instructor and participant guides. No other comparable program we can depend on. Our local FDIC office has been very supportive. They spearheaded the launch of MSSB in 2012 and is always ready to help. And in fact, the FDIC officer responsible for Hispanic programs, he was very new in his job then, but he came down to support us when we held our first MSSB workshop, so we really appreciated that. And what did not work? Nothing in particular. The program is well crafted, and from time to time, the presentation flowed better with slight modifications. So we would just, do that kind of when we feel that the need to come up as we make the presentation. Success story: the owner of a small bakery attended our Chinese MSSB and a follow-up training with Chinatown Service Center. He was new to this country. At first he didn't know English. He went through a lot, but he attended MSSB and then also training with Chinatown Service Center. And he managed to buy a bakery. So we provided him with a $48,000 line of credit to help grow his business. And I'm pleased to report that he continues to do well in his business. And finally, I'd like to introduce Norm Kurzweil. The last slide, please, Paola. Okay, Norm is going to succeed and take over CRA at Cathay Bank. Norm is our FVP and Deputy CRA Officer. Norm is very experienced in CRA, and some of you may remember him because he was an FDIC officer at one point in time, too. So I'm pleased to introduce Norm, and Norm and I'll be happy to take any questions you may have of us.
Hello, all. My voice isn't 100% today, so we'll do the best we can.
Thank you, Bribas, for joining us, and you have a big task to follow with Esther's legacy. Thank you for being with us today. So I believe that we have a couple of questions from the audience. So I'm going to ask my colleague to read the question.
Can you provide the following data on small business clients who have participated in the Money Smart program? Ethnicity, age, and are they low and moderate income? What are the improvements in their business after following the program?
So of course, you don't have to be precise, but that's the question we got for you, Esther.
Sure. Definitely, yes. Because they work with our community partners, we know that most of them are low and moderate income. In terms of ethnicity, of course, the Chinese session mainly speak Chinese, but when we have English sessions, we have a full spectrum. We have participants who originate from Malaysia, Korea, the Philippines, and other parts of Southeast Asia, and also many, as I say, even the Hispanic-speaking attendees. So we have really a full spectrum because we invite, the invitation is out to all in the community. So we'd love to see more and more people come from the full spectrum of the community, so to speak. And so far, as I said, we've actually had very diverse attendees.
Should have another. Why don't you move? You want me to breathe?
We have another question. Can you read the question number 2, John?
Yes. Can we develop a module that deals strictly with business, cash cycles, and cash flow?
Actually, that question is for the FDIC. So I will take that one. And indeed, we do have one module in particular that's called cash flow. It's one of the newer modules that were released in the year 2015, and it is available in English and Spanish. So you just have to go to the website that was provided earlier, and you will be able to download it. So we're going to give people a few more minutes to think about their questions, and hopefully we can continue to process them via the Q&A function. And we're going to welcome Liberty Bank so that they can share about their experience with us. Pam, please, we're ready for you.
Okay. Good afternoon. Thank you, Paola, for giving Liberty Bank the opportunity to talk on how we use the Money Smart for Small Business curriculum. My name is Pam Days-Lukatish, and I am the Community Outreach Officer at Liberty Bank. I started using the Money Smart program when it was first introduced and have had great success. I am also here today with Glenn Davis, the CRA Officer and Manager of Community Development for Liberty Bank. He also has done extensive outreach in the community and with the program. Established in 1825, Liberty Bank is Connecticut's oldest mutual savings bank with more than $4.7 billion in assets and 55 banking offices throughout the state of Connecticut. As a full-service financial institution, Liberty offers consumer, commercial, banking, home mortgages, insurance, and investment services. With about 650 enthusiastic employees, Liberty was named as a top workplace by the Hartford Courant for 6 consecutive years. Liberty maintains a long-standing commitment to superior personal service and unparalleled community involvement. For us, it's very important to serve the needs of our entire community, including the low and moderate income communities and businesses in our assessment area. Our mission is to build lasting relationships and enrich financial futures. Our bank is also an SBA top lender. 2 ways Liberty Bank delivers its community outreach and development is through our Community Development Department of 4 people and our foundation. The Liberty Foundation recently celebrated its 20th anniversary and has donated over $11.2 million in those 20 years, along with countless hours of volunteerism and supporting nonprofits. The foundation board realized that they could not give to everyone in need, so felt by having a focus, they would make a stronger impact. Their funding priorities are education, affordable housing, and nonprofit capacity building. With the foundation's vision, it's easy to see that people of all economic levels deserve to achieve their goals and realize their potential. It is clear to see that the foundation is a great partner with the community development team. Our bank has formed a multi-layer strategy to teach financial education that does not only include Money Smart for small business. We utilize the full Money Smart suite and complement it with materials from other agencies and online resources that are available on the bank's website, as well as our partnership with organizations that help strengthen the financial education we provide. Our agency partners assist us with credit counseling and other follow-up services that help our customers achieve financial success faster. The bank also has a rigorous online banking platform that allows our personal and business customers to manage their money and achieve their financial goals more easily. To help our young adults get ready for the real world, we hold Credit for Life reality fairs across the state and go into many of the local high schools and teach the Money Smart program. To assist our small businesses and help them get off to a good start, Liberty Bank has created the Academy for Small Business. I'm going to turn it over to Glenn to explain how we use our Money Smart for Small Business.
Thank you, Pam, and good afternoon to all that are on the line participating in this webinar. Liberty Bank began using the Money Smart for Small Business curriculum about 3 years ago. We've trained our staff to deliver the Money Smart small business modules, but we're also transitioning to partner with local small business development organizations and to other experts in the community to teach those classes and to teach bank staff in being more efficient users of the curriculum. In 2016, we developed and launched the Academy for Small Business program, and we launched that in 3 markets within our assessment area. We launched that with $400,000 allocation, and the core of the teaching platform was the Money Smart for Small Business curriculum. Through that relationship and through that program, we had 49 originations, and I'll explain more of that as we go into the program a little deeper. But the Academy for Small Business is a 10-week comprehensive training program that provides instruction and guidance on operating a small business. The curriculum, the program essentially provides orientation in terms of getting entrepreneurs ready for the 10-week experience, and it was really mandatory that they attend each class. The carrot for us at the end of the class was that they would receive and they would qualify for a $5,000 line of credit. One of the things that Liberty did in developing the Academy for Small Business program is we took credit completely off the table so that individuals, participants, did not have to have a particular credit score to participate in the program or to qualify for the line of credit. We had some other qualifying criteria that we used, but essentially we wanted this program to be to seed micro businesses and provide that capital. Some of the qualifying criteria, we were looking at startups to 3 years in businesses, and some of the other qualifying criteria is that you had to be in good standing with your local, state, and federal taxes. It was required that individuals would complete the entire 10-week program, and then you also had to open up a Liberty Bank deposit account. And we use that as an important feature, one, so that payments would be automatically debited from that account, but also someone that could qualify for a deposit account also meant that they were in good standings with the financial institutions in our community. And we use some of the SBA qualifying criteria around criminal activity, so that for the past 6 months, someone could not have been subject to any criminal activity and could not have filed bankruptcy for the past 5 years. The Academy schedule that we used, the class schedule is 2 days a week, 2 hours a day per class, and it was for 5 weeks. We started the program and launched it in 3 markets within our assessment area, and we broadened that so we, in 2017, we had 6 classes within our assessment area, and for 2018, we're planning to have additional classes. And with each iteration, we're just tweaking the program and changing it. Some of the program highlights is that, as I said, we had 3 classes in 2016, 6 classes in 2017. Of that, we've originated 119 loans with an average class size of 17 people. What's really unique about this program is that the catalyst for really creating this Academy for Small Business was, one, we identified a need in our community for micro businesses, micro business lending. And that really kind of spurred us into developing something that really could be utilized, that people could take advantage of. And one of the things that we realized is that credit was an impediment to many of these micro businesses from getting seed capital to launch their businesses. Secondarily, and most importantly, I guess, was the fact that this program really just fit into our CRA platform in terms of what we wanted to offer for our CRA, to complement our CRA program. And I'm pleased to say that we just recently completed our 2017 FDIC CRA exam, of which we, I proudly say we received an outstanding. But one of the things that was important about that is that in the lending section, the examiners did cite this program, the Academy for Small Business, for its innovation and creativity. This is a comprehensive program, and in doing so, we don't just rely on Liberty bankers, but we partner with SCORE to provide much of the class instruction. Our local CDFI, which is the Community Economic Development Fund, they partner with us to not only provide some instruction, but also to the extent that they can provide counseling post-loan closing, they're available, as well as with the Norwich Community Development Corporation. And then we use the SBDC to help fund, not fund, but help support the local program. I'll turn it back to Pam.
Stay in line with Liberty's mission of building lasting relationships and enriching financial futures. It is important for us to continue to assist our small businesses to achieve their goals. The businesses all have an opportunity to extend their lines of credit up to $10,000 in the second year by applying for a small business loan. They also are encouraged to build strong relationships with the Liberty branch closest to their business. Our managers welcome the opportunity to help the business owners in any way they can. The community partners where the classes were held will contact the business throughout the year after the class and offer technical assistance. We also want to provide the support system for the business to encourage peer-to-peer networking. So if a concern or issue comes up with a business owner, they have someone to help solve their problem before it causes damage to the business. We understand many entrepreneurs are so busy providing goods or services to their new customers, they don't have time to research common business practices. We hope to provide them an easy means to help find the answers and the support they're looking for so their businesses will thrive. We know that the success of the business brings success to the towns and cities in which they reside, which in turn makes it a better place for all of us. An example of this is the Grounded Coffee Company. Our first Academy class in 2016 was in Willimantic, Connecticut. A couple was selling coffee at farmers markets and other venues and wanted to grow their business. They applied to enter this Academy for Small Business, which allowed them to have a means to increase their inventory and to help them launch a permanent storefront. They are now going on 2 years in their business and thriving. They are located on Main Street in a building that was vacant and used to be an old Victorian meeting room. The owners are very happy to partner with Liberty Bank and continue to look for advice on professional services as well as business banking. I'm not sure if any of you are familiar with Willimantic, but it is a city in eastern Connecticut where Eastern Connecticut University is located and very close to UConn. Willimantic has been struggling with many business closures, empty storefronts, and blighted buildings. The Grounded Coffee Shop not only has had personal success, but it has helped to revitalize this downtime by providing a favorite spot for college students and their families to hang out and encourage them to visit other businesses along Main Street. My final advice to you is to make improvements after every session. There's always an opportunity to modify the program to meet the needs of your particular audiences. Getting their feedback and the feedback of your community partners is essential. Partnering with your FDIC Community Affairs team is also a huge help. We talk with the Braintree office often to get their advice and ideas. They tell us of other organizations' successes and failures, which help us to gain knowledge on what we need to do. Working with your local SBA and SCORE is very helpful to you and your small businesses. A lot of times you need another expert in a particular field, and they are always willing to volunteer and help. We encourage you to use Money Smart for Small Business as an ongoing program. It's great to go out and teach one class, and it gives people a benefit, but to continue the classes and supporting the businesses generates a higher impact on the community and better returns for the bank and all of those who are using it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pam and Glenn. That was a great presentation, particularly the success story that both of the banks presented, because at the end of the day, the success story is the whole purpose of the Money Smart for Small Business curricula and all of the efforts that you undertake in your community partners. So at this point, I want to open it up again for questions. And we have a number of questions that we've processed that we're going to read for both of the speakers. And then there's a couple of questions also for FDIC. So John, please help me.
Okay. This question, do you have specific employees who provide these workshops? And is there a specific position within your bank dedicated to this program?
So I feel that question could be for both of the banks. So maybe Esther goes first, and then Pam or Liberty Bank.
Sure. Yeah, at Cathay Bank, the CRA department is the owner of this product, so to speak, this program. So we are the ones who spearhead and organize the program. We have volunteers in the bank, and they come from lending as well as the branch environment. So we actually offer the opportunities to all in the bank. And we have consistent group who really like doing it, so they come back year after year. But again, to say the opportunity is open to all in the bank, and we train them accordingly, and they will conduct the classes, for those programs accordingly.
Thank you, Esther. Pam or Liberty Bank?
Yeah, we're very similar. Our community development department owns the program as well. We have 4 employees in the department that will go out and teach the classes, but we also rely heavily on our community partners to teach them. And throughout the bank, we have volunteers who also have been trained to teach different sections. And depending on what market the classes may be held, those branch managers and loan officers and people in those areas will like to get involved, too, to get to know the local businesses.
We'll have another question. Go on.
What is SCORE?
Well, SCORE is one of the resources or SBA partner. They receive funding from SBA.
Hey, Paula, I would love to take that on.
Oh, great. You're still here.
Yes. SCORE at one time was called the Service Corps of Retired Executives. Now it's just known as SCORE, and it's one of SBA's oldest resource partners. They provide free business mentoring to entrepreneurs throughout the business life cycle, and they also provide low-cost training. There are more than 300 SCORE chapters across the country, and they also provide virtual mentoring. Feel free to visit www.score.org to learn more about the organization and connect to one of SBA's most valued resource partners.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Next. Okay. How do you advertise the program, and what is the best outreach methods?
So once again, I think that's for both of the banks, and Liberty Bank can go first this time.
Okay. Thank you. So our advertising is we always provide a press release in the communities and the markets that we're hosting the program. So we'll do a press release probably 30 days prior to the start of the program, and we'll just continue to run that in local media. And we're always working with a local community partner on the ground. So whether it's a CDFI or some other nonprofit, we're engaged with them, and we look for them to actually do much of the on-the-ground marketing, getting the word out to their respective clientele. And then we also market it through our branch network.
Thank you. Cathay Bank?
Yes, we actually work closely with our community partners too. We provide posters, so posters are posted in the different locations. We also advertise on our website and through digital marketing. So it's both in print and also digitally that we advertise the fact or promote the fact that we will be hosting these MSSB workshops. Going forward too, we're going to be working with, for instance, the City of El Monte, and they actually e-blast. So some of these organizations e-blast the fact that these workshops be held in the coming weeks and months. So that has also been very helpful. But the word does go out, and I had actually one attendee told me that at one time a council member actually saw it and posted on his Facebook, I think, and that actually helped to bring attendees to the workshop. So the more people know about it, the better for the workshop.
Thank you. And there's another question that just popped up, and I'm not sure whether this applies to Liberty Bank, but it is to ask more information about the gifts or incentives that are provided to the MSSB participants. I believe I heard Cathay Bank talking specifically about that, but if Liberty Bank also provides something similar, please feel free to answer the question too after Cathay Bank. Thanks.
Oh, okay. We thought that'd be a good way to keep the audience excited about, what we're teaching the day. So we actually would ask questions, and then those will answer with, accordingly we'll provide them with little prizes. So give items that are useful to them, like it could be a mug, or it could be an adapter for a cell phone, or little things like that. But as I said, it keeps the energy level high in the class, and the participants actually welcome the fact that they get to go home with little gifts. So I think it helps to kind of, keep up the momentum in the program.
Liberty, do you offer?
We do not offer any specific gifts for the participants as they take the class, but it would be probably naive for me to think that many of the participants really come to the class. Well, clearly they have a legitimate business need and appetite for learning, but clearly the fact that we offer the $5,000 line of credit is for, I think without question, a big impetus why many of the individuals join the class and maintain their participation.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And it seems like pretty much every participant gets a line of credit, so that's wonderful.
That's correct. The qualifying criteria, they get qualified or pre-selected at the beginning of the class during orientation. So for the most part, if you just attend all 10 classes, you essentially will receive the $5,000 line of credit, notwithstanding your personal credit score.
Thank you. Once again, I want to thank the participants for their interest. We're getting lots of questions, and many of them we won't be able to address, but here's one more question for Cathay Bank.
Do you deliver the trainings with bilingual staff or English-speaking presenters who are assisted by interpreters?
We provide with bilingual staff.
Okay, thank you. We have another question. Participants want to hear just a few more details about some of the community partners that Cathay Bank is using. And Liberty Bank could just restate it. I know you had a slide specifically listing those partners, but I would ask the both of you to restate it. Thank you. And how you went about selecting those partners. Thank you.
So to restate the partners?
Yes, and you could, and also tell us whether the bank had a specific criteria to select those partners. Thank you.
The partners that we work with are really organizations. They could be CDFIs or could be CDCs, but they actually provide training, technical assistance to small business owners. So many of them we've worked with, we've come to meet through the AI platforms and the like, and so we formed friendships. And when we first started with Money Smart, for instance, the program we first started, we actually worked with Chinatown Service Center because we wanted to be able to be out there delivering and teaching Money Smart, but we wanted to be sure that there was going to be a good core attendance at the workshop. So we worked with Chinatown Service Center because they have really a captive audience. And that's why we translated Money Smart into Chinese. So on that basis, we actually have very strong attendance each time with Chinatown Service Center. But Chinatown Service Center actually would host training programs for small businesses. Simply Asian Pacific Island Small Business Program does that. So all the organizations that we work with actually are out there helping small business owners or folks who want to start their own businesses. So the full gamut we've ranged is the Asian Pacific Island Small Business Program, Chinatown Service Center, Operation Hope, Los Angeles LDC, and Bethel LA CDC, and also this year Pacific Coast Regional. But so that through our friendship and working with them and providing services to the community, we get to know them and what they do for the small business owners. And as I said, they are willing to do more, and because of the support we provide, we're able to work with them.
Excellent. Liberty Bank?
Yes, the process that we use to select many of our community partners is, one, we have kind of a cadre of nonprofit organizations that we really deliver. On the reverse side, we deliver financial Money Smart for was Money Smart curriculum for adults, or we'll have financial literacy or first-time homebuyer programs with these organizations. And so those relationships were kind of a natural alignment for us. So we utilize that as an extension and a more comprehensive relationship to really look to them to deliver the Academy for Small Business. And then naturally we use the SCORE and the FBDCs because of our relationship with small business lending and with the SBA. We also had nonprofit CDFIs that we were linked in. Either we had CRA investments in some of these CDFIs, and so that was a natural takeoff from that, investment relationship. So that was really some of the rationale that we used to sourcing those relationships. And then, primarily those relationships that had great credibility within the community. Many of our non-bank lenders, non-bank small business lenders, we connected with them and they really were in line with that because they offer some post-loan technical assistance, and that was really another component of the program.
Another thing, too, is a lot of our customers, our business owners, CPAs, attorneys, we reached out to them to teach some of the classes, and they were really happy to participate to help other businesses. So that was also a great way to get them involved.
Well, great. Thank you so much for answering those questions. That you generated a lot of interest with your presentations. And I do want to devote just a couple of minutes to get some instant feedback from today's participants about today's webinar, what they learned and whether they're going to be able to use it in the short term, and also hopefully gathering a few ideas for the next town halls in the year. So I'm going to open the poll, and as you might recall, I had indicated that the poll questions will appear on your right-hand side, and you can answer all the questions at the same time, but just putting your cursors in there. And I see that a number of participants are already answering those questions. So we're going to keep the poll open for just a few more seconds, and in the meantime, I'll take a question that's for the FBIC. Please, with the question, Jen.
Are there plans to release virtual trainings for the general public?
So thank you for that question. This gives me an opportunity to remind you all once again that we have made available the Money Smart for Small Business Trainer curricula, which allows you to host an event in any format you wish, anytime. However, we always encourage particularly organizations that are Money Smart Alliance members to reach out to us, specifically to me. You will have my contact information in the last slide, and you can always let me know if you need help in organizing one of these events. And depending upon our schedule, we might be able to come to your town and help you co-facilitate an event, particularly if you have at least 40 to 50 attendees. So thank you again. I am analyzing the results of the poll. So it seems that a lot of people are hopefully are inspired enough that they will be able to implement some of the ideas they learned today in the next 1 to 6 months. So that's fabulous. And most of them still don't know or haven't answered. But if questions remain, please feel free to reach out to me or also to the speakers. They were so generous to share their contact information in the corresponding slides. And they have, I've asked them, and they've said yes. They are happy to take questions if you're interested in following up with them after the event. Finally, in the last slide, you can find my, as I said, my contact information. I focus I focus to assist national organizations, but as I said, you can feel free to contact me if you have any questions about the product. And if you want to identify who you might be able to work with at the local level, please go to the fdic.gov/community affairs website to find information about your local contacts. And I am happy to facilitate connections as well if you write me an email. And for more information about MoneySmart, you can go to both the FDIC and the SBA websites, fdic.gov/MoneySmart or sba.gov/MoneySmart. So with this, I am actually going to conclude the webinar by thanking our presenters one more time for all the hard work they put towards putting together these excellent presentations today. And thank everyone for their very active participation throughout the webinar. And you all get 1 free minute. But before we go, I just want to ask one more time our 2 organizations whether they have any final thoughts.
Thank you, Paola, but I just want to thank you again for this opportunity, and I want to say to the nonprofits who may be out there, we have a product called a Smart Micro Loan, which provides loans up to $10,000 for anyone that's been in business for 1 year. So anyone interested in helping small businesses in your area, please feel free to contact us.
Oh, thank you so much. That's a great offer. Liberty Bank?
Thank you very much for having us. And yeah, just my words of advice are just to go out there and do it. And the more that you keep on offering the classes, the better technique you will have and the more effective you'll be.
Thank you. That's an excellent piece of advice to close the event today. So with this, thank you, everyone. And operator, you can end the call.
Thank you.
Thank you for your participation. You may disconnect at this time. Speakers, please stand by for the post-conference.